should be alive about now. Oh, that's noisy. Okay. He's alive! Yes, I am. General and K? That's what you're called, I guess, right? You don't need this. Let's get to drawing. And as usual, let me know if you can hear me properly, you can see me properly. That's pretty much it for now. Yeah, let's get to coloring these guys today, and maybe draw the background as well. What was the previous one? This one. Recent. This was 05, 04. What was the folder for Fun of It's Good Drawing? I need to find it. Projects. Oh, I think I got it. Frames. This one. Ugh, not like this. No, 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 no. That's not what we want. We want to open it separately. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. Perfect. I'll use it for reference for color later, but for now, who should we start with? Should we start with a leader first? I don't know. No, let's do Toby. Let's make everything else less visible, including the leader. 34% is the one I chose, I guess, for some random reason. And now let's do plus. And call this layer Toby. Toby line art. No, Toby color. I remember a very old YouTube video from you. I think you covered Blackbird by Beatles. May I ask if it's okay what's happened to that cover, or just have a Mandela effect about it? I think it should still be on the channel. Maybe. Let me see. My channel. I used to have a playlist where I did covers for music. Try and find it. Huh. That's odd. Where's that playlist of Omni sing? Why can't I find it now? Okay, here it is. Hello. Blackbird. I sang Blackbird a lot. Here it is. Adrian, Street Spirit, Oasis, Santa Monica, Theory of a Dead Man. That's weird. The last one I made is this one. In my mind, I've gone to carry Blackbird. Did I not record Blackbird? It was one of the videos that made me follow you. Of course, Katsuki. That's interesting because, like, the singing was kind of like a side thing. Katsuki is usually the thing that drove people to me. But it's so weird. I could swear that I did record Blackbird. You know what? Just for you, after we paint a little bit, let's color Toby. I can try and do a cover of Blackbird live on the stream. That would be fun to sing some songs, because I mentioned before in the previous streams, like, to make this as interesting as possible. We can do a bunch of stuff. We can play some video games. We can sing some as well. So it's gonna be. I want it to be fun. I hope I don't screw it up too badly. I haven't played Blackbird in a while, but I can try. Yeah. No, that's not what I want. I want the pencil. Yeah, there we go. Let's make the brush a little bit bigger. Also remember the good old days Naruto theory videos on YouTube, and someone said Toby was Obito way before it happened and kind of had valid reasons for it. I mean, when I did Final Katsuki, we were way, it was way before the reveal that it was Obito, and I kind of speculated on that too. And I did hit that one. But then again, we also speculated on the forums a lot that Akatsuki leader is gonna be like Naruto's dad is gonna be, so I used that joke a lot too, that he's gonna be like Yondaime Hokage. That wasn't true, but it was fun. Man, those were the days, eh? I was posting on Naruto fan forums. That's actually where I debuted. That's where Fan Katsuki was born, really. Naruto's dad was a valid theory. Yeah, because like the hair spikes was kind of like similar, and like it's gonna be like a shocking twist. Very, very shonen like. No one is really dead in shonen a lot of the time. It was more shocking to learn that he was actually dead, right? I guess we could use like a bit of a brighter gray here. Oh my goodness. That's so weird. Didn't I post a like Blackbird as a cover on this channel? If you're saying it, yeah, I know what you probably know what you're saying, but like it's odd that it's disappeared. I don't think it was like removed due to copyright infringement, because covers are kind of like in that gray area. Yeah. Again, because that's a trader thing, and the end was sad, and the Clone Jutsu 61, yeah. Crocodile, Luffy's mother. Yeah, I mean, Naruto deteriorated towards the end. I agree with that. A lot of long series and shows that happens to them, sadly. It happens often. It's not like something that only happened to Naruto. Unfortunately, I agree. It was kind of like, the entire thing, like, I mean, where's my mind at? I think Madara was like a perfect final villain anyways, so why even add the entire like alien stuff or whatever Kaguya ended up being? And like you can't pull a villain out of your ass for no reason and like, oh, now this is the final villain. I mean, you can, but it doesn't make it good writing, because at least with Madara there was like a whole build up and sense to it, right? Madara should have been the final villain. It was there from the start, more or less. Yeah, it's like, and it's not even like a controversial opinion. I think like 8 out of 10 Naruto fans would agree. But I mean, you gotta have some. I guess it came from the top or something, not directly for Kishimoto. But like, I'm also like speculating here. Who knows, really? But when Naruto was good, man, it was amazing, especially at like the early, well, not necessarily early, but like Chunin exams. Obviously, it had one of the best opening arcs, I think, in a shonen ever, with the Zabuza arc, Country of the Mist. What was it called? With Haku and Zabuza, you know what I mean. It kind of set the tone really, really well. And then the Chunin exams expanded it a little bit, brought it back to like the, I know it's not a high school, but into the like the teenager-led storyline with the exams. That was good too. Sasuke retrieval arc was really, really epic. Then the war. I mean, early part 2 was pretty good, just to see how much the characters have, you know, how much they've grown and how much more powerful they become. It became, I think, like the once the war shit started, that kind of like went far too long. Pain was still amazing, like the entire Akatsuki story, right? And him being the leader, and he was like a very enticing villain, and the amount of destruction he's done. I kind of hate though the fact that he was also, you know, the talk no jutsu was the thing that brought him down by Naruto. That's kind of like lame. Always like, oh yeah, just talk to him about his feelings, bro, and everything will be okay. That was kind of lame. And I feel like characters not dying at the end was kind of like Kakashi dying was really impactful. I thought they should have kept it at that. I know he's like a fan favorite and all that, but still. I know they killed like Neji, but that was such a like a cop out. Neji was supposed to die anyways in part 1, the Sasuke retrieval arc. It's like nobody outside of some like, I don't know, Hyuga fans, like Neji wasn't really a big deal of losing. Like, oh yeah, it's just the token dead guy. Yeah, Kaguya from the moon comes and like, huh, yeah. Just get a proper ending. Well, yeah, that's true too. At least we got to get an ending from Kishimoto. What is he up to anyways? Is he actually doing something now? Like, I guess he's already cooked, and he's like so rich anyways from Naruto. He doesn't really have to create something new. The very last, yeah, Dragon Ball Super chapter got before the passing of Toriyama was a perfect ending. I never got around reading Dragon Ball Super, honestly. I kind of know the vague trajectory of just like, you know, following social media, what's been going on, but I should probably go to it. The best option, I mean, if something like this unfortunately does happen, I guess, is what we have with Berserk, where literally, you know, the author left notes and spoken to another mangaka for like years upon years of what's gonna happen and what you need to proceed with, and it looks like, you know, the stuff that we are getting is really top-notch quality, and the art style, obviously it's, you know, all of his team, and it still stings because what's his name, Toriyama's the Dragon Ball Z guy, Not Murata. Kentaro Miura. Oh, I was blanking. So he's like the GOAT in my opinion, in terms of art style at least. So it's sad to you know, for him to not having completed his saga, which was so epic and so great, and only he could like probably nail it down. It's kind of like what's going on with the Game of Thrones fiasco with George R. R. Martin. That guy he's not gonna finish the books anymore. And I'm a very big fan of the books. I mean, I discovered the series obviously through the TV show, which was amazing at the start, like the first, 4 seasons, 5 seasons, it was amazing. But then obviously as they ran out of material, and we're pretty familiar with that kind of stuff as anime watchers. Like once you run out of manga, it's fillers galore, and that's what's happened to obviously to Game of Thrones, and the books are so fucking good. And I'm still pissed that it's not gonna happen. Hunter x Hunter and Berserk are kind of in the same boat. One author is dead and one author is MIA. How you mean MIA? Like people, his family and friends don't know where he is, or he's just like chilling and not really like George R. R. Martin style. He's like doesn't really seem to be eager to get back to work. Is that kind of problem that we're seeing there? I think Toby is pretty enough with colors here. I think it's good enough. Let's proceed to let's just go from the top. Let's do leader. The bunk beds, yeah. It's manga kind of had a hiatus for a long time. So yeah, it's kind of like a George R. R. Martin thing when he's like he's had enough probably from the fans or from the pressure or something like that, and he's like, yeah, I don't really want to do it. I'll get around to doing it, but he's never coming back. I mean, I'm no stranger to that type of feeling, you know what I mean? But it's unfortunate. Last chapter is like December 2024. That's 2 years. If you compare it to Game of Thrones, to the Song of Ice and Fire, it's been like over 10 years now, I think, from the last book. How long has it been? I think something along these lines. So it's not too bad. I guess though, when you release a manga chapter, is much more. And how far along are they with like Hunter x Hunter? Does it appear to be approaching the end, kind of like with One Piece, or you can't really tell at that point? I know it's great. I never really started watching or reading Hunter x Hunter. Fortunately, I want to get back to it at some point. If I remember correctly, Game of Thrones like I'm alright, everything on a typewriter, then go from there. Yeah, you know what? That used to be like a good excuse, but he has been doing so much shit that's not related to like the main books. He's doing like all these side shows and side gigs and video games and fucking whatever. So he's working. He's obviously producing stuff, but he doesn't want to go back. Maybe he wrote himself into a corner or something like that. I have no idea, honestly, what's been. And he's old also, and the fans have been so pushy with him, and they're always like, you're gonna die before you even finish the books and all that. So I think he's already so bitter and so pissed at the fans. He's like, fuck you guys. You're right. You're never gonna get it. And I'm rich. I'm loaded. I don't need this type of crap from the fans if you're not like appreciating my work. Said with or without him. Yeah, they ended the TV show. It was so terrible. Like everything is like not what you'd expect. It's like he gave them some tips and then like outlines to what it should be, but then like he's a very talented writer. He's an amazing writer. If you actually like read the series A Song of Ice and Fire, he's incredibly good in like world building, foreshadowing. He's like one of the best ever, I think. and then he handed it off to the show creators, who are good at what they do, right? Applying that to television, and they've done great in the first few seasons, where they have stuck really strictly to the books, and once you go off the written material, which is so great, and maybe, you know, they got high off of their own farts and their own success, and like, oh yeah, we can do this, we've done so well before, we can change a thing or two there and here and there. And once it became like a lot of changes, and they had to write the whole thing basically by themselves, that's kind of when things went to shit. Leader 03B. Okay. It's hard without the source material still. Yeah, maybe they were done with it too, and they wanted to do the other things. They were, I think, at that point, as they were finishing the TV show, they were also signed to do like a few Star Wars films for like Hollywood, and maybe they were like, okay, we want out, because they were at the top of their game, and everybody wanted to work with them, because obviously Game of Thrones was so successful. But then the poor way with which they finished it, and that whole Star Wars thing also fell through because of that, I assume. Let's do Leader now. Leader has some transparency stuff going on with his colors. Leader line art. Leader color. Somehow the Iron Throw returned. Yeah, that's funny. Someone wrote on the Akatsuki, the new trailer just released, like, somehow Omni Strife returned. I'm basically Palpatine, right? 45. So he's at 45. I should remember that number. Mental note, 45. He has that weird bluish color that I used. He came back when we needed him, yeah. I'm not the YouTuber you, what's that line in The Dark Knight? Not the YouTuber that you deserve, but the one you need. That's me. God, I'm from like ancient YouTube history. I'm from the time where people didn't even use that term YouTuber. It wasn't a thing. We were just like uploading shit on this platform, hoping that something will stick. It's almost 20 years now from the first episode of Akatsuki. Now that's wild. 20 years. I was like a teenager. Now I'm an old fart. When you could respond to YouTube video, just responding, yeah. Yeah, man, the internet was so exciting and positive at the time, and, you know, even Facebook and stuff, it was so fun, and you could just log in, check on your friends, follow what you like, and that's it. But then, like, obviously, I don't mean to be too political about it, but everything has gone to shit. I'm gonna be that old man yelling at cloud. Everything has gone to shit because everybody obviously puts profit above everything else, and corporations had to like come on Facebook, and everything is like super corporate-y, and like algorithms, man. Everything is like optimized for fucking clicks and ads, and everything's gone like this shit. And everybody knows it, but it is what it is, because that's the only platform, and everybody is guilty of it. Everybody wants to make a dime and dollar. So when you look back to your Facebook status memories, and you're just supposed to, sitting here drinking a Coke. Honestly, yeah, social media, and everybody like complaining, and here I am making a YouTube stream and like saying, yeah, social media is bad while I'm actively participating. But what are you gonna do, right? I'm glad that people are now, like, government's starting to wake the hell up and you know, make social media less accessible to minors, which is, you might call me a hypocrite and say, hey, Omni, you did these videos and posted on YouTube and on freaking Facebook or whatever when you were a teenager, and that's kind of hypocritical, but it's not the same place anymore, man. The social media is like is a cesspool of predatory algorithms and you know, things that fry your brain. As an adult, man, we're all like addicted to, and our generation, we remember a time before it became so predatory and invasive to everything in our lives. I can't imagine what it is like to being born to a world like that. It's definitely damaging, and I'm all for it. Now as a father too, like I you know, the kids are cooked if they're like, if they are one of those like iPad kids. Your dopamine, everything is fucked at that age. Like, how can you operate as a normal human after that? I don't know, man. And you know, leakers from inside those companies say, yes, we do actively make the app more addictive. We actively make it more damaging and actively make it more we make people more dependable, because that's how we make our money, and that includes, you know, children, and people become, you know, e-bullying, and people get depressed and all that. It's rough, man. It's one of those things, I think, that in like 20 years people will be saying, man, they let kids on social media. It's gonna be like, people look back at it like, they let kids smoke and drink alcohol. How could they have done this to their kids, you know? I guess we just don't know how bad it really is. But now research comes out to support. And there's lots of evidence to show that it cooks your brain and you know, makes everyone depressed and addicted to it. So that's obviously very sad, but you know, one day, minor, another day can get pictures and videos. Oh yeah, not to talk about AI and what's having your, you know, photos online. What kind of risks coming with that whole territory? Eyes are fine. Line art. Let's add some details to the eyes. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm here doing this, because, you know, I wanna. We remember a time when it was simpler and it was fun, and that's why you guys, all the comments on the videos as well, are like, oh man, it reminds me of my days in like whatever your age was, junior high or high school or even elementary for some of the fans of Pankatsuki. It was so fun. So we're all like nostalgic about those days, and I'm too. So that's why I'm here and trying to revitalize a fool's errand, of course, but every type of creative process is a fool's errand, and I'm saying it in a good way, not in a bad way. Here we are. Man, I'm getting philosophically deep in here today. Okay, let's do the Harry Potter thing. Even Harry Potter is controversial now, man. Everything is controversial. And I don't mean it by like, oh yeah, well, you know, freedom of speech. It goes both ways. I completely understand why it is controversial, but you know. I spoke about it a little bit in the past stream. And now we're getting very close to real life videos, and Boomer's like, yeah, I don't care if it's fake, it's cute. Yeah. Don't even like forget the fact that we're like boiling on all of our drinkable water for these stupid videos that add no like value at all to society. And I don't mean to phrase it like, oh, everything has to mean something. Obviously it doesn't. Even these, stupid cartoons are like very simply drawn, and they're crude, and the humor is dumb, but obviously they meant a lot. They meant a lot to the fans, and they're made with some sort of effort. So it's not about like technique or skill a lot of the time, but like I could put some what's the word I'm looking for, prompts into an app, and like, yeah, make me Fanokatsuki videos, and then feed it with my art, and it'll still be garbage, because there's not, even from a creative process of putting effort into making it, and that's kind of giving it value as is. And if you ever sang a song, played an instrument, drew a picture, I don't care how ugly it was, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you never did that, on the other hand, and then you put like a prompt, and you're like, oh yeah, I can generate awesome art right now, it's not the same. It's not the same. I mean, I'm not gonna say like I never use it, or like it's cool technology, right? I like it for some purposes. You can do some great stuff on it, but like you never should forget what it is, and the costs, and like the fact that it's all like scrubbed from the internet and from the work of actual artists, and it's all there again to make the very rich even richer, and they don't care about the repercussions of this tech at all, and how bad it's gonna be, like for the planet and whatnot, and like how they're like, oh yeah, everything they're saying is like, oh yeah, nobody's gonna have a job in like 5 years or 3 years or whatever like number they come up with, and they expect everyone to like cheer and clap for them. And then when people are pissed at AI, they're like, oh, why are you so negative about AI, bro? Dude, if you're like saying nobody will have a job, you're not supposed to be like, that's not like a good thing. And I will not believe them for a second that it's like it's gonna make society free and euphoric and cure cancer. Hell no. Hell no. You know what, like the biggest scam of every fucking technology in the last fucking 20 years or so? Doesn't matter how great it is, it all comes down to selling you shit. It's always coming down back to putting ads and like getting you to spend money. It's never about progress or making your life better. Maybe it used to be like that before, but not anymore. They don't even bother lying to you anymore and saying, yeah, we're doing this for the sake of humanity. Some of them are still like convinced that's what they're doing, but it's gonna cost a bit, but what cost? Yeah. A friend of mine makes music. One album was in style of hip hop, and they made a country album, brought him down. Yeah, you can use it as a tool, but like it's not like the end of all things, and like, yeah, Hollywood will be gone in like a few years, or like people will only, it's the same crap as it was with like NFTs or the metaverse. Every time it's some other bullshit. Everything has a use, but once you like start promising and lying as to what the capabilities are and what are not, and people suck it all up because they don't understand technology. They don't really understand. They think like AI is intelligence. That's like one of the biggest problems is you call it AI, you define it as something that is intelligent, and it isn't. It's just like, it's literally autocomplete. It's a very sophisticated and powerful one because it's like the amount of calculations that it does to predict what's the next proper word is insane. But it is still just an autocomplete, fundamentally. NFTs, yeah. People, you know, paid thousands of dollars into that, like, Bored Ape garbage. And no, bro, it's non-fungible. It's gonna be like an art piece in the metaverse. And I was like, it's a PNG, and you're not supposed to you can't copy it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's getting close to 6 in the morning here. Oh, where you at? Are you in like Europe or something? I think I should change my time of streams, because I think most of my fans, like the old timers that will actually join these streams, are all in like Europe or something. IKEA land. Ah, Sweden. Nice. Yeah, I should aim at more European times. I've had like people from Serbia, from Sweden, from Germany, Turkey joining. And here I am now in Canada trying to like stream in US times and American times, and nobody's on here. IKEA land. Yeah, thanks for joining. It was fun to actually talk to someone. Oh, and I didn't do the Blackbird cover. Yeah, I can do it now if you want. Or maybe, you know, maybe some other time. I don't know. It's a bit late here. Hey, Joel and Prex. How's it going? Welcome back. Did you write anything before that? Because I see like you just wrote is. Thanks for joining, Generalen, or however you pronounce that. Take care. Where was I? Yeah, let's color these eyes. I was ranting on about AI and whatnot. Let's make it positive. Breathe, Omni, breathe. These are the eyes. That's the eye layer. I insulted NFTs and it must not have gone through. Fair enough. Yeah, NFTs are... That was so dumb. Yeah, after AI, there's gonna be another bullshit thing that they're gonna shill and grift for, whatever it's gonna be. Fucking blockchain, quantum computing, whatever. And everyone's gonna eat it up and like, yeah, it's the next thing. Metaverse, like Zuckerberg, he spent like what, the budget of like a big country on this stupid metaverse thing, actually believing that people are gonna wear a VR headset and, you know, work like that for hours, and that's gonna be the next thing, you know, that's gonna be the thing. Everybody's gonna work with a VR headset, and it's gonna be perfect, and nobody's gonna come to the office anymore. And it's like so dumb, and people look at these people, at like Elon Musk and Zuckerberg and I don't know, the CEO of Google, like they're like freaking geniuses, and they know the future because like, hey, they struck rich once, and now they know what the future holds. And like any person who ever used VR, where is it? And like, just do not like pretend that I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm an early adopter. I have my, I don't know if you can see it, but I have my VR headset over here. So I'm not saying like, I'm talking about stuff that I really understand. Technology is nice, and I use it for like video games, for driving simulators, and I'm showing it to you to make the point that because I'm an early adopter and I'm a user, and I knew what VR is and how cumbersome it is to use sometimes, that hell no, it's never gonna happen. People are never gonna like plug into their headset and work for hours upon hours and using that. First of all, it's a very expensive technology. It's not very comfortable. It's very cumbersome. At this point, at this form factor, maybe it'll be great and you'll be able to like put on something very small. But even then, what's wrong with like eyes? What's wrong with like even a screen? What is the value that you're getting? What, using those dumb avatars and paying for NFTs? Where is like the progress there? It's nowhere to be found, right? At least with AI, I can see some sort of justification. Hey, if I have no skills of making a painting, I can draft some shit up on a prompt and it looks amazing, or it doesn't, or I can write something and like it works. But like with stuff like NFTs and the metaverse, it was so dumb. And I was trying to start a company, a startup. It was actually a pretty good idea, in my opinion, obviously. But it was like a more of a past phase of startups. It was more like an Uber for something, you know, a marketplace. And all of the investors, all of the VCs, they would just fall for the stupidest shit that had to do with like the metaverse, because it was the thing, kind of like AI is now, right? So nobody cared about like actually useful apps and useful ideas that could like literally work, because it was like not the thing, you know, that everybody was like flocking towards. Yeah, kind of dumb. I think Leader is kind of complete. I like his face, I like his eyes. I think he's ready. Did I make his line art transparent too? I think I did. 45 as well. Let's try and see how it looks like. But then it kind of almost disappears from view. Maybe I'll do it like, I don't know. Let's keep it like that for now and see how it's going. I remember people hyping Second Life or whatever it's called. Never went anywhere. Did like people paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for like virtual real estate. Yeah. And I understand that like people can do whatever they want with their money, but there are actually like tangible problems that arise from people just, you know, flocking towards some sort of fad, and the entire economy hoping that some technology is gonna like revolutionize everything, and then dropping investments into stuff that actually makes, you know, people's lives better. Hopping in to drop. Charger got around soon. Hey there, Runakovac. Another European, I guess. Joel, are you also from Europe? I think I'm getting only European viewers. I should stream on European time. Aim towards fans that are joining, and it looks like people mostly from Europe join recently. Maybe, I don't know. I'll try it next time. Maybe I should run a poll on the Facebook page. Okay, who's next? Oh yeah, you're in Michigan. I think we talked about it. Yeah, you're actually in our hemisphere. The leader is colored now. What's this? Katsuki line art. Nothing even there. Deidara. Okay, let's do Deidara for sure. Hungarian. So yeah, European. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fankatsuki was really big in Hungary, and I know that there's this guy who did the. He also kind of started doing Akatsuki stuff, and he made the whole rap song about me. I don't remember the name of the channel, but he's done kind of like a hip hop song about Omni Strife and about how I started this entire genre of parody cartoons. You're from you're Hungarian. You probably know who I'm talking about. He had a show that like Zetsu, I think, was the main character. He was rapping in that song about Omni Strife. Deidara C. Let's do the face first. What kind of color did we give Daedara? Okay, kind of has like a more yellowish skin tone. Should probably come up with a palette where I don't really have to eyeball it from scratch all the time, but I have vague recollections also of fan subs of it back in the day when I couldn't speak English. Let me try and find that video. Omni Strife. Where is that? It was Thunderhawk? Is that the guy? And Akatsuki's life. Yeah, this one. That's the one.
Jó, hány kicsi közepes és legnagyobb népek. Jövök nektek egy kis felülállásító beszéddel. Biztos hallottátok már a Famitákat Szkiro.
I don't know if it's the original channel, but this one has subs.
A másban az anyját, az FBI, az elveszületett fiú az anyját. Átotolja a másolat nyomtok fel, omnisztán, sutidubidú, és Kriszpit és Fakitát teremtette, hogy ki az a Kriszpis akarára teremtette. Omni teljesen műfajtozott létre.
Yeah.
Pötősám csiráljongot töltött.
That's me.
Kisebb visszaadom, ez a gyengéjét, ezek után egy megoldást talált, hogy beátsza az izgalmatból bízórájongóknak.
Fans are crying because everybody thought I'm dead.
Halállal után nem sokan felbukkantam én. Túltársam a movnékedne meg a pét. Sorozatom keményen, mint a tejbe.
His art is great, by the way, really good. The audio quality of his mic is kind of poor, but the art is really cool. Yeah, Thunderhawk 33. Another OG. I don't think he's posting anymore, right? But then again, I think I'm one of the only ones who's still kind of active. Ironically, I'm still here, despite the fact that like the whole running gag about me is that I'm dead and I've disappeared forever. What color are Daedara's eyes? I can't ever remember. Daedara. Does he have like blue eyes? He has like grayish blue eyes, I guess. Yeah, he just has this humongous, the black spot, the iris. What do you call it? The pupil. Sorry, yeah, he has a humongous pupil. That's why it's hard to say. It is to see. The audio quality makes me think of Fury Party. Fury Party, yeah, I remember her as well. She used to make also like Naruto related animations at the time. She's very nice. I think I wrote to her in some of her videos. I remember always looking up to Fury Party because she used Flash and I was using like MS Paint all the time. I'm like, holy shit, she knows how to use Flash, and I never like bothered to learn until I did recently, and now I'm not using any again because I think like the entire point of my videos is for them to look kind of crappy in a way, if it makes sense. Oh. Why is it painting over this? That's so weird. Shouldn't it be... Okay. Why is it... That's so strange. Oh, I see why. The line art was actually on the color. Sorry, I'm rambling here. I wasn't sure. Is there a mosquito in my room? What the hell? Oh, It's not a mosquito, it's some sort of little bug. Crappy is honest, and that's time. Glad to see the channel still alive. Glad to have caught it. Alright, thanks, man. I'll try next time to maybe experiment with more European friendly times. Maybe I'll post some poll on the channel. Thanks for joining. Anyways. Cheers. So, where's everyone from today? John Pex, I know you're from Michigan. See, I have like 7 viewers right now, but they're awfully quiet. It's okay if you guys want to lurk. Just say hi, you know? I'm rambling here, and I don't mind rambling to myself, that's fine. Hair color should be like where? It's a very yellow hair for Daedara. Yeah, that seems like a correct color. Why am I using a brush that's so tiny? It takes me ages to color. Make it a little bit bigger. Maybe that's too big. We'll manage. I have an ultra-wide monitor and I'm always like looking to the side of the screen. Kind of not comfortable. Maybe I'll experiment with putting the Photoshop window in the middle and then all the chat stuff and stream stuff and on the sides. We'll see next time. This should be brighter. It's too dark. That should be better. Oop. bug flying around my room. And I have 2 cats and they're like not interested at all, it seems like. Probably haven't noticed it yet. It should go to 100. Actually, 7 might not be too. 7 pixels, not too big. No, that's fine. I really enjoy painting the Akatsuki robe clouds. They're pretty. One of the sickest like designs ever in Shonen, actually, Akatsuki's cloak. I mean, it's so good. Oh, that's not what I wanted. The pencil tool. Okay, I think that's fine. Not bad, not bad. Who's next? Sasori Kakuzu. Let's do Kisame. I want to have some blue. Okay. See how everything looks together right now. Let's revive all the opacity, crank it up. Only leader should be like a 75 opacity. Cher will be behind him. Okay. Maybe Phil will work better. Doesn't matter. All right. Kisama. Where is Kisama? Over here's. Actually, last week I discovered that Kisama is a tall boy. He's actually taller than Kakuzo, and I thought, like, for the longest time, Kakuzo was the tallest. I guess it's more blue. This headband thing. Okay. I forgot to do his belt thing. He has his holster belt, whatever you want to call it. Anybody out there, chat? I know you guys are watching. I can see the numbers. Everybody's shy to post anything, eh? Okay. Looks kind of odd. I don't know. Let's see how a leader looks in here. It's not bad. Color. This needs to be erased. That's fine. Should I make it? I think that's progressing pretty well. I think I'll call it a day here. Alright. Thank you all for joining and writing. Like I said, I should probably try a different schedule for this too. Go feed my cats.